was good? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. All right, so man, it has been a minute. Sorry for the delay, but I don't like to. Honestly, man, I would love to be on a dope schedule and record like every week and all that stuff. But I really only like to record when I got something to say that I feel like would be impactful and that needs to be said, right? I don't want to just be one of those podcasters who just record just to hear themselves talking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. That just ain't me. You know what I'm saying? For some people, it might work, but for me, it's just not me. And I gotta stay true to myself. But I'm working on it. Especially after coming off a podcast summit. Um, it was amazing, amazing, amazing. Shouts out to David Shands and Donnie Wiggins. Listen, people, I'm going to actually have to put the whole video together because I just got the rest of the footage. But when I tell you there are things that happen off camera that they didn't necessarily, it was off camera but on camera because I got the footage, but they didn't necessarily want this stuff to kind of like get out. However, I feel like it's stuff that people need to see because it was like, man, it was moments and interactions with the kids that I feel like will have a ripple effect on these kids like going forward. And to any people, anybody out there who calls themselves successful and you choose to go to schools to speak, show the kids what that success really looks like. And don't go with a closed hand. That's the best way I could put it. Don't go with a closed hand. A lot of people they learn by seeing, right? Their interest is peaked when they see something that really resonates with them. But if you're not able to really like break through their barriers, then it's like you're going to fall on deaf ears. Whatever it is that you're saying, you're just going to be another one of those people that's coming to preach and ain't coming to help. You know what I'm saying? And with David and Donnie, man, they really came to the city and they poured out, man. Like every stop, it was like, and I had them running. You know what I'm saying? Like they were busy, but I will say this, man. Like salute to them. They did not have to do what they did, um, and it's much appreciated. You know what I'm saying? As what I'm saying, like a voice in the city. I'm going to say like it was much appreciated, and can't wait to bring y'all back, man. Our next move gonna be crazy, and what I'm saying, like yeah, it's gonna be much needed. So if you were at Podcast Summit, what I'm saying, like the VIP dinner, crazy. Um, we had what we had the VIP dinner, then we had outside of the VIP dinner, which was ridiculous. That bill was stupid. But then we had the summit itself. So if you was VIP, what I'm saying, you already know. Akila, she put on those. That table was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like she had about like 200 candles. You know what I'm saying? And when we walked in, it was amazing. It got hot, but it was beautiful. Um, and once again, man, like we put on for the city. Like that was an event where it was like, man, like we really like we put the stamp on everything, and we just showed, what I'm saying, like the people exactly like what it is they can expect when they come to Cleveland, when they rock with local, and when we put these events together. We're not just doing events to do events. You know what I'm saying? Like we have um, our next thing that we're doing, which is loafers and lattes, and that's going to be put together. Like we're creating a club, we're creating a lounge just for this event, right? So this is how far we go when we have a vision and we just want to create an experience. And sometimes we got to go over and beyond to, what I'm saying, like make that happen. Can't wait for that. But once again, man, like just thankful, man, in a true place of gratitude. And as always, man, if you want to connect, if you want to check out some of our events, you can go to the website localmarketing.com, or you could just text the word local, LOKUL, to 33777. and tap in that way. But you know what I'm saying? Like once again, we everything that we're doing at a high level. The engagements, the conversations, the atmosphere, the DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like we're paying attention to every aspect of everything, and we just put on dope events, man. Like we have the local golf outing, which is also coming up July 19th. This is for just urban professionals, urban, you know what I'm saying? Like, and when I say urban, I'm just gonna say black. You know what I'm saying? Like mainly black people who are interested in getting into golf, and you were shy, you may not even know how to play. Come early, we teaching lessons, and then we get in these carts and we gonna have a great time. So that's gonna be July 19th. You know what I'm saying? So if you are interested, all you gotta do is text local LOKUL to 33777 and get in the room, get your ticket. You know what I'm saying? Like bring a friend. We go have libations. We go have a great time. But once again, it's like, how can they say a lot of heavy networking and a lot of big deals are made on the golf course? But how can you make these deals if you're never in the room, if you're never in the environment, or you're too self conscious to put yourself in those environments? So that's where we want to teach you how to play golf. We want to teach you at least the basics, so you can get out there, hit the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't make many guarantees, but you will hit the ball. So if you want to just be in those rooms, if you just want to be, you know what I'm saying, like in proximity of just some of the things that we have going on. If you want to sponsor, we definitely, you know what I'm saying, like need you in the room. But we are operating at a high level right now. And once again, we just move in a space of gratitude and just being happy, man, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that look like? You know, it's been a rough year for a lot of people, and to be in a space where I can for a little moment in time help people forget about their worries, and we could just have a great time and fellowship and just be in great company. Then I feel like what I'm saying, like I'm doing what God put me here to do. Dave David Chance was getting on my case because we're riding around, and he's asking me like these questions like, all right, well, what is it that you do? And I can't pinpoint just one thing that I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I'm in tech. Yes, I build apps. Yes, I build websites. But I'm also in the it used to be nightlife. I'm in the daytime entertainment business, right? So I like to help. I like to have a great time. I like to curate dope events. So that's also part of what I do, right? I don't have just like a package that I can say, oh, okay, well, this is what I do. That's not who I am. I'm a guy that wears a lot of hats. I enjoy wearing all my hats. It may not be, what works for everybody else, but God has seen fit for it to work for me thus far. And, I'm going to figure it out. There's some days when I want to be a photographer, so I put on my photography hat and I grab my camera. There's some days where I just want to be tech support and I just want to work behind the scenes. Um, and none of those days are wrong days, man. So, they keep saying that my next level of success is tied to me figuring out what that definition is. And, I'm going to pray on that. I'm going to really pray and, you know, uh, meditate and see, what I'm saying, like what that looks like for me personally. I can't base, my business, my brand, and the things that I do around other people. I just really kind of just gotta be, and trust that God has a plan for whatever that is. So outside of that, man. So I know you guys see the title, and if you're watching, you're probably like curious as to like why that title is the title. But let's get right into it, man. So these data centers, man, are. I pray that common sense wins this battle. You know what I'm saying? Like I pray that common sense wins this particular fight because unfortunately I don't think that it is. I don't think that like enough people. are showing that they care about the planet for whatever reason, because we all, this is the only planet that we can habitat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, another, that's another story. This is the only planet that we can have it. We can't leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know, you know. But with that being said, man, like, why are they in such a hurry to destroy this planet, man? Like, why do we need data centers? I can see. I can see if we need one. Okay? Let's just say we need one data center for all the AI use of the world or the United States. Maybe we just need one data center for the United States, and then boom, a data center for Africa and a data center for Europe, because the consumption of, I don't even know what it is, because what, electricity? Is that what we're really like? Yeah, I don't even know what it is, right? What is the internet? You know what I'm saying? Like like I I can admit when I don't know certain things and I'm not as educated on it. Although I work with tech and I work with AI, I am not educated as far as the role that the data centers play in AI. Actually, you know what? I know who is though. Hold on. So let's do this. I'm gonna ask my good old friend ChatGPT. All right, chat. So I am curious. Why do we need so many data centers in the United States?
Well, think about how much of our lives are digital now. Every time you stream a show, back up photos, use a cloud app, or even run a business online, that data's got to live somewhere. We need a lot of data centers to handle the sheer volume of information we're generating. They also keep things running fast and reliably by being spread out, reducing delays. Plus, the US has a huge tech industry, so there's demand for secure, scalable infrastructure that powers all this innovation.
Okay, outside of like that, why can't we just use the infrastructure that we're currently using? It seems to be working just fine.
I get where you're coming from. It can seem like what's in place is working, but demand is growing exponentially. Every year, we generate more data, expect faster speeds, and adopt new technologies like AI, autonomous systems, or immersive experiences that require serious computing power. If we rely only on older infrastructure, it'll become a bottleneck. Slower, less reliable, and less secure. Scaling up ensures we're ready for what's next, not just what's now.
Yeah, but at what cost? Because right now the data centers are really polluting the water at a high rate, and it doesn't seem to be a way to clean that water. So if we continue to add more data centers, then wouldn't that destroy the planet at some point?
You're right to be concerned. Data centers do use a ton of energy and can impact water and local ecosystems, especially for cooling. The reality is, we can't just keep expanding without more sustainable approaches. The tech industry is aware of this, and there's a push for more renewable energy, like solar or wind powered data centers, and better cooling tech. It's a balancing act. We need the infrastructure, but also have to innovate fast enough to minimize harm.
All right, and that was my co-host, ChatGPT, right? Now let's just keep it a buck, man. We don't need that shit. If what we have right now won't cut it in the future, then maybe we need to cut some things that we're doing. Um, I feel like we are in a space where we have a consumption problem, and we need to address that first. And let me twist my chain around. I ain't like how that looked on camera. But we have a consumption problem where we're consuming at a high level, and we need to, I feel like, scale back and really kind of reevaluate how, you know what I'm saying, like we are consuming so much data. Um, you know, I was having a conversation with Key, and we were just talking about, you know, like maybe, you know, going back to non-data phones. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a flip phone, and just seeing what that might be like, just for a little bit, maybe a week. You know what I mean? Come home, work on the computer, cut it off. You know what I'm saying? Cutting Wi-Fi off when we go to sleep. I've been doing that lately because I have a bad habit of sleeping with the TV on, right? And done it for years. It's just kind of like, I think when you were a kid and your parents always say you turn TV off, and you really don't because you like wait like secretly afraid of the dark and shit. Um, I think that kind of came back as an adult, and now that I can, I just choose to sleep with the TV on, and you know what I mean. Like it kind of became like my thing. But man, I saw a research study on the effects of blue light and what it actually does to you, as well as melanin activation, and understanding that like your melanin, what I'm saying, as a black man, like our melanin recharges at night, specifically around that midnight to 1 a.m. So, but it can't recharge in a blue light atmosphere. So, just kind of like looking at those things, and Key always on my ass about really like just kind of paying attention to, just the harms of all of the consumption and access that we have. You know what I'm saying? Like the, what it does to us, man. Like, and we become numb to it, and I'm hard headed. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain times when, I hate to admit that she's right, but she's definitely right. Like we are just consuming so much, and that is we're becoming obese on access, right? And eventually we'll all end up on my 600 pound life. You know what I mean? Like we see what that looks like, right? Um, Side note, they all look them big white women be having somebody to wipe their ass, like somebody that love them that much, buying them snacks, and man, how are you making money? Anyway, um, just realizing that at some point, man, I hope that we wake up and we realize, man, too much is too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to have the access. It's cool to be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. But then, when does too much just become too much? And you just gotta, what I'm saying? Like, you gotta show some self control, some discipline. Just because you can do something don't mean that you should do it. Um, yeah, yeah. So I feel like that we really need to kind of take a step back and reevaluate what that looks like for each individual person, and be accountable, man. I know it's difficult. I know it's hard because I'm one of those people, man, that when especially like my guilty comforts, the things that I really enjoy doing, just to find out that it's causing more harm than it is good, then it's like, damn, I can't do that no more. All right, well, you get to a point from food to everything else. We've had the food discussion, but I don't think that like people are taking the the seriousness of all of this consumption to heart. You know what I mean? Like I just don't feel like that we're taking it to heart. I don't feel like that we're really as tapped in as we should be on a lot of these topics, man. You know, maybe because most of us don't watch the news, we're really like unaware and we're ignorant to what's going on around us. Maybe that's it, but that's where that share button comes in handy, because that's where I will want you guys to share. I will hope that you will share this information, because somebody needs to hear this. There's somebody who's just overindulging in all of this stuff, and we have to find a common medium where we can actually like coexist. I'll be honest with you. I feel like where we are right now as a culture and society is perfect. We don't need more data centers. We don't need none of that. I'm going to give you guys some homework, though. I want you to look up what's happening in Nevada, Oregon, Utah, Arizona, Montana, Northern California, and Idaho. the data centers in that there's a data center in Nevada that is poisoning the lake. It's also so in that area there's water shortages. Why? Because they built a city in the desert. That's why you have like in Montana, Arizona, Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Like those areas weren't necessarily meant to be habitable, but we built infrastructure and we just figured out ways to build cities in these areas, right? Which creates another problem. Those cities need access to water. Well, somebody in all their geniusness chose to put a data center in, I believe it's Nevada, right on the river because the data center needs immediate access to water. This data center is using so much water and consuming so much water that it's drying up the river. If the river continues to dry up, then it creates a drought for everybody in those seven states. I'm not making this up, people. This is like really happening. Like if this data center, one, and we're talking about one, if this one data center keeps operating at the pace that it's operating, and we're not even going to talk about the one in Memphis, but if this one in Nevada keeps operating, it can technically make those seven states, or it's like a certain radius. Let's just say it's a 500-mile radius. It can make that 500-mile radius uninhabitable and basically a desert again because they won't have access to clean water. So, if we're talking about the effects that one data center can have, what are the effects of many, right? A data center in every state. They talked about putting 2 in Ohio. Why? We don't need them. Like, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, if that happens, we're in Mad Max. I hope you guys remember this from episode 1, right? When I was talking about one of my worst fears has always been Mad Max truly coming true in real life. What happens then? Nobody's choosing to stand up to any of these BS policies, right? We don't need data centers in the United States. At least let the United States be data center free, and we'll figure out the rest. You know what I'm saying? We can import our data. It's data. It's in the air, right? We can import our data. I like that thought better than polluting the water so we can't live. I think that's a way better idea. That's my 2 cents on that. That's that segment. All right. And then last but not least, I want to talk about these old ninjas, right? These old ninjas need to go and grow up. There was what was wrong with society. I'm going to say names, and I really don't care. Uncle Murder, your name says it for itself. You're like a 55 to 60-year-old man who calls himself Uncle Murder. Yeah. I mean, I could really stop there, but I'm just going to go ahead and go off the ledge since I'm already there. What's wrong with us as black people? When people are talking about why this, why that, and just a simple mentality of ignorance, they're talking about you. They're talking about people like you. People who just don't ever seem to grow up or evolve. I get it. You found a lane that's working for you, is paying your bills. Cool. But don't spread your ignorance to others. Keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. When speaking on, you know what I'm saying, like, and I don't know why we put so much value in what celebrities have to say instead of what's factual and what common sense says. But the truth be told, bro, like you need to grow up, evolve, do better. Period. And that's man to man. I would love to have a conversation with you face to face. It ain't even on no tough guy shit, but if you want to be on some tough guy shit, we can be on some tough guy shit. Period. But the reality of what I'm saying right now, man to man, you need to grow up, sir. Just do better. Hold yourself to a higher standard, especially when speaking on others. Do better. That's that on that. That's been it, man. See, told y'all I'm not gonna be in front of you guys too long, man. In the chat, man, tell me what type of content you want me to speak on. I need to know. The numbers have been looking a lot better. They're going up, and it's greatly appreciated. Our subs, we're almost at 300. My goal is to get to 1,000. My birthday is May 23rd, so I would love to hit 1,000 by May 23rd. But I want to keep giving you guys just some thought-provoking content about just things that are just real and not just surface level topics. That's the reason why I only go live when I feel like going live, because that means I have something to say. Hopefully you guys have taken that and you understand that and that resonates with you guys. I hope you see it. I hope you appreciate it. Even if you don't agree, let's have some healthy dialogue, and let's go. Let's tell me your perspective, and I'll tell you mine. Right? Because I'm not above growing. I'm not above being corrected. Right? If I'm wrong, but where we are right now as a culture is we need information, education, and access. Information, education, and access. You know what I'm saying? In order for us to take everything that we're doing to the next level, we could chill on the entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like the entertainment, to be honest with you, I feel like we're kind of overly entertained on a daily basis, but we'll be okay. We can figure that part of it out. But the reality of all of this is we just have to figure out how to move a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just do better for each other. And in the long run, we'll all be okay. So, with that being said, this has been another episode of the Already Verified Podcast. I am J.R. Fogel, and I pray that you all have an amazing day. Until next time, let's get it.